Welcome to all the E-Type Jag Club members and E-Type Jaguar enthusiasts. I've got an email off a chap from London, Steve his name is. He's got a very early Series 1 car with the flat floor. I think it's car 180, I believe. Very, very rare. And he has some problems with the bonnet which he wants to try and fix. So this is partly for him, but I also want to give you an update on the starting of the engine. So Steve, when you go to look at the bonnet, what you'll find is that you've got this main bolt here. This is the side where you have the problem. So if you undo this bolt, then you'll see it's quite a long bolt in it, and this is the top hat with the metal and then the nylon bushing at the end here. And inside there is obviously is the captive nut. And the chances are, maybe, I'll leave this out so you can see how the bushing looks. Yeah. And I'll come down, I'll pick the camera up in a second and I'll bring it down and show you the internal part in here. But there is a possibility, like we discussed on the phone, that this has got some flex in it or some bend in it slightly further forward, which could be causing the problem. Anyway, these are some of the shims. This is some of the original ones. You can see how the aluminium's got oxidated there. This was a shim that was in it right at the back, and I guess this was the thickest ones they made. And Barrett do these brand new ones, but unfortunately they're all around 3 mil or 3.09, 2.97, that kind of thing. They're pretty much the same. And there's another one here, but I think this has been made, handmade, because it's very thin. But this is what I did in the end. When I put the bonnet back together, I used some of the new ones and cleaned up some of the old shims that was in it, because there was quite a few. And in Steve's case, he has no shims at all in the front part of the hinge, only on top to give it the height, which is very unusual. So it must mean that the bonnet was a really good fit initially. Anyway, I'll go in and show you the hinge inside so we can have a look, and then I'll give you a quick update on this. Well, I'll do the update on this first. Basically, we put the bonnet together with a cable, the pin connector, and all the lights, the indicators, everything works on the front and the back. So all the lighting's working. The only problem we've got is the alternator is goosed, unfortunately. It's shoving out 16 volts. So, and there's another alternator on its way from the UK as we speak. The rev counter generator is not working, it's gone. Whether that's the drive or whether it's a generator, I'm not sure, but I've got another one coming. And the heater motor, the motor's working on 1 speed but not on 2 speeds. I'm not sure at the moment whether it's the switch or the motor itself. And I've got some other parts coming from the UK, but generally everything's pretty much working. The problem is when I tested the engine outside, when I tested it on the test rig, obviously I didn't have a control box and I couldn't check the alternator and a few other bits and pieces, and this is why I thought there might be a problem when we got it into the car itself with all the wiring in, because there's only so many things you can check. Anyway, so yeah, that's it, that's the update. Hopefully tomorrow the stuff will arrive. The auto electricians are going to come back again tomorrow night if the stuff turns up, and then we'll check everything out and see if it works. But I'll show you this hinge now. Okay, so, oh, and one other thing, Steve, I was talking to you about the E-Type Club. This is the magazines that they do. The JEC is very good, don't get me wrong, I like the JEC, but the problem is there's just too many models of Jaguar, you know. You really need something specific to E-Type, and this is dedicated only to E-Types. I have the same thing for classic Land Rovers, or series Land Rovers 1, 2 and 3 and so on. And then I do this column, you can see me there, I do this column every month in it. Anyway, okay, so let's go back onto these hinges. So, if I can find the, where are we? I'm looking for the torch. Okay, I seem to have mislaid my torch. Where is it? Yes. Excuse me a second. Let me have a quick look at the car while I'm getting the torch. Okay, but she's coming on, slowly but surely. So, yeah, so this is inside the bonnet. Okay, so you can see this is my hinge setup, and you can see there's a lot. You can see there's a lot of spaces in there, and two at the top. And you can see there's quite a few smaller spaces in front. Now, unfortunately, Steve doesn't have this situation, but you can see how thick the hang on, there you go, you can see how thick it is. So we've come up with a little plan. He's going to try it out, and you can see this side. And the strange thing is the amount of shims that go in these things are not, you know, they're not equal on either side. You would think, oh, it's going to bend this piece along the front, but it doesn't actually do that. There's enough deflection in it to fix it. Anyway, yeah, so hope that helps out, Steve. I'll take you down and let you have a quick look in here so you can see, hopefully, can you? Yeah, okay, you can see that captive nut inside there. And it might be just a case, like we discussed, of this bolt being sheared, but you know, who knows? Until you get it apart, there's not really much else you can do. Anyway, that's it, guys. So, like I say, new alternator coming, new generator for the rev counter, and this. Try and get this fan sorted out. Why it's only on 1 speed. Anyway, thanks for watching in, and thank you for all the comments on the engine startup. It's made me a very happy man. And please subscribe and look in for some updates when I get it round onto the ramp and start pushing it and start running it under its own power. Anyway, bye for now.